Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie Esther here. And today I'd like to talk to you about this weekend's Light in the Fog event. This is a Dead by Daylight event, but it isn't an event that was created by the developers of Dead by Daylight. Instead, it's an event that was conceived and organized by the community and the streamers of Dead by Daylight. And we have over 100 of your favorite content creators participating in the event this weekend, all in support of our dear friend Max. You may know him better as Puppers, and also to raise awareness about ALS. Heading over to the Light in the Fog event website, we see here that the event is going to run from July 9th to the 11th. And the mission of the Light in the Fog event is to educate and inspire the Dead by Daylight community to band together and empower one of their own, Puppers, in his fight against ALS. Who is Puppers? Max, affectionately known as Puppers, grew up in Northern California. He started playing video games at a young age, with some of his favorite childhood games including Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil 4, Final Fantasy X, Roller Coaster Tycoon, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Taking his love of video games to the next level, Max began streaming on Justin.tv, which later became Twitch, in December 2011 under the name MadMax13 as a way to share his love of video games with an online community. In the early days, MadMax13 made a name for himself playing League of Legends and a variety of horror games. His friendly nature and positive disposition made every new viewer feel like a longtime friend. Many only had to stop by once to realize they had found a home in his community. In the summer of 2016, a little game by the name of Dead by Daylight was released. Playing the game from its inception, Max had finally found his niche on Twitch, and shortly thereafter rebranded to Twitch.tv Puppers. Much like the survivors in Dead by Daylight, once viewers found Max's channel, they were hooked. People came to watch this new horror game, but stayed for the amazing Puppers community they now found themselves a part of. It was no surprise to anyone when on February 20th, 2018, Max became partnered on Twitch. As viewership in his channel skyrocketed, Max became known for his Dead by Daylight inspired cosplays, his in-game skits, and his interactive chat experience. Recognized for his positive influence in the community, Max was also selected as one of the original Fog Whisperers. His channel has only continued to see growth, and as of May 2021, he has amassed close to 200,000 followers on Twitch. Max's ALS story began in early 2020 with what seemed to be a tickle in his throat that he couldn't quite clear. This progressed to a mild slur in his speech, which became noticeable to his closest friends. Months of extensive testing with multiple doctors and specialists ruled out every other diagnosis until all that was left was ALS. Despite his diagnosis, Max continues to do what he loves, entertaining thousands and welcoming them to his little corner of the internet where everyone is family. And then there's this video of some of their favorite clips of the Fog, of Puppers moments. Many of you who have been on my channel have seen clips from these. I'll have the link in the description so you can check this video out if you want to. The cosplays are amazing. What is ALS? ALS, or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, is a rare neurological disease that affects the nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord, specifically those that control voluntary muscle movements. Such movements include chewing, walking, breathing, and talking. The progressive deterioration of these nerve cells cause muscle weakness, paralysis, and ultimately respiratory failure. Though there are drugs that can slow its progression, the average life expectancy after an ALS diagnosis is 2 to 5 years, and ALS is always fatal. Because of the serious nature of Max's diagnosis, and because we all love Max so much, we all have banded together to have this fundraiser for him to ensure that he will be able to get the care that he needs if there should come a time where he is unable to care for himself. So this is an ALS awareness to make everybody more aware of the disease. Back in my day, it was commonly referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease. Many of you will remember more recently that we had the Ice Bucket Challenge that was going across social media, and that was to raise awareness about ALS. So this is our version of that, and we are trying to raise donations, make sure that Puppers will always be able to have the care that he needs. What you see here before you is the schedule for the Light in the Fog event. It's going to start at 6 p.m. on Friday, July the 9th, and run all the way until midnight on Sunday, July 11th. So these times are all approximate, and they're also Eastern Standard Time. Remember, if you don't know what your time zone is compared to Eastern Standard Time, you can use Google, Siri, Alexa. They'll all be able to convert Eastern Standard Time to your time zone so that you know what time it is for you when it's these times in Eastern Standard Time. Now, let's talk about how you can support the event. Now, how can you be a light in the fog and help support Puppers in his battle with ALS? Well, head over to this website, streamloots.com/light in the fog, and you can make a donation here. Now, I want to be very clear that Streamloots is a socially responsible company, and we partnered with them last year, and we raised tens of thousands of dollars for COVID-related charities. And this year they have committed to us that they are going to give 100% of the proceeds from these charitable donations to Puppers. So they aren't taking a cut. All of the money goes to support Puppers. So you go over here and you want to click on this Get Your Packs section, and this will allow you to choose the amount of your donation. Let's do $50, for example, and then you would pick your payment method and complete that. So each pack contains one card. However, for the donation here, these are all just gratitude cards here to thank you for your donation. If I bought that 50 packs there, I would get 50 of this card. This is just a digital card as a gesture to thank you for your donation. These aren't going to be playable cards in games. For anybody who's familiar with the Streamloot system, normally you get cards that affect gameplay. This is purely for donation purposes only. Having said that, there is going to be an entirely separate collection of cards that will affect gameplay. However, these are all going to be raffle giveaways, and you'll need to be present in the Twitch channel during the event, and as we reach these incremental milestones on the goal for the amount of donations we receive, the admins and the mods will release packs of cards to those viewers who are in chat randomly, and those will be the folks who will get to play the cards to influence gameplay and make everything rough for all the participants, the content creators who are playing in this event. So this is a little bit different than what you would normally see in a regular Streamloot system, but because of the scale of this event, just to keep things from becoming entirely chaotic, this is the way that we've chosen to do it. So come to the channel, Light in the Fog on Twitch, hang out in the chat. You can win some of these cards and mess everybody up. Another way you can support Puppers through this Streamloots Light in the Fog website is through this auction section here. This contains all of the items that the content creator participants have put up for auction, and using your credit card you can bid on these eBay style. For example, we have Jason Sully's signed Scoops Ahoy apron here, a killer coaching session with Dowsy, 1 hour of gameplay with JRM. Nizachu put up this pin set that we got in Boston at PAX up for auction. Lexicat is allowing some lucky person to choose her next perk tattoo, etc., etc. It goes on, and there's going to be more items added to this, so keep your eye on this page. Coaching session with Dylan KG. That Nerd Violet's cosplay is almost it has ended right now. Just the final seconds, I think. They're just ending. King will paint you a painting. We have my Tunnel Me Elmo doll.
Stop tunneling Elmo! Tunnel me Elmo!
Is up for auction. Monto has signed merch, and on and on. This is going to be added onto, and there's some of the completed auctions. So make sure you check this page throughout the entire weekend and try your luck at winning one of these items auction style. Now, if you're somebody who's not into digital items and you don't want to get swept up in a bidding war and a bunch of items that are up for auction, there is also going to be physical merchandise for the event. You can see this countdown clock here is coinciding with when the event begins, and obviously I'm making this video before the event begins, so the merchandise store isn't open, but this will be open as soon as the event starts. I could probably give you a sneak preview of some of the merchandise as long as I'm pretty careful about this, so as not to reveal the link. And so we have t-shirts, mugs, tumblers, hoodies, face mask, sticker, alternate hoodie, alternate t-shirt, tote bag, alternate sticker, tank top, and long sleeves. My prices are all in Canadian funds there, remember? And this merchandise is going to go on sale, as I said, once the event begins. And finally, another way you can support the event, even if you're unable to do so financially, is simply by tuning in. Come out to the Light and the Fog Twitch channel during this weekend and watch the event. Watch all of your favorite content creators in this unprecedented event. This is the Live Aid event of the Dead by Daylight community. We're going to shock the world, and I want you to be a part of it. As far as the roster goes, there may be someone here you see that isn't your cup of tea. And I want to speak to that point. I want to let you know that we all, in the spirit of Pupper's own heart and kindness and friendliness, that we have all agreed to put aside any personal feelings that we might have for one another and all cohesively work together for one goal, which is to support Puppers. So if you come into the chat, please keep any comments to yourself about specific content creators, and we would love to have you watch as much as possible. And if there is someone that you don't particularly care for, maybe you can just leave the channel open and make that be your time to go eat a meal, go for a walk, have a shower, whatever it is, and just skip that bit rather than cause any infighting or in the chat, and just keep everything positive and friendly. That's what we'd all really like to see. And again, on that same note, remember that this is an event for the content creators, so all the fixture game things that has nothing to do with anybody who's participating in the event. It isn't a Dead by Daylight event, it's a community event. It's a Puppers event. Ultimately, what we all want to do is show so much love and let Puppers know how much he means to us, how much he means to this entire community. So leave all the negative vibes aside and just bring all the love you have in your heart, please. So I guess that's all you need to know about the event. Now I'm probably going to go on a personal tangent here, if you'll indulge me. And I want to thank you for watching the video, because obviously there are ads on this video, and all the revenue is going to go straight to Puppers on this event as well. So thank you all for that. But, you know, I've met Puppers in real life, and he's just, they tell you that you shouldn't meet your heroes in real life, because there's a good chance that you're going to be disappointed. That wasn't the case for me when I met Puppers at PAX last year. And he's the person that you see on camera. Like, off camera, he's the same person, just a really super friendly, genuine individual. And I have the utmost respect for him on so many levels. Like, he's what I consider to be a streamer. He's what all streamers aspire to be. And he just brings a level of showmanship and love for his community that is unparalleled, if you ask me. And he's just a wonderful man all around, and that's why this is such an important event to me, and why I've been talking about it for quite some time now. And I'll tell you a story here. So we had a party at a restaurant. There was a Dead by Daylight party at PAX, and there was mostly content creators, but there was room for some fans to come in. And I had met one fan at PAX in the hallway by the name of James, and he came to the event, and I could just see James standing in the corner looking around at all these content creators wide-eyed. And so I went up to James and I said, hey James, come on, man. I know you want to meet somebody that's in here, so you're just too shy to ask, so just tell me who it is and I'll make it happen for you. I'll make it so you can meet whoever you want to meet. So just tell me who you want to meet. And James said, I want to meet Puppers. And I said, okay, James, we're going to meet Puppers. So I took James over to Puppers and I introduced them, and Puppers stopped what he was doing, which was having a conversation with the other big name content creators, and he stopped to talk to this young man. And you know, I already knew that. Whew, I'm sorry. I already knew that Puppers was the real deal before that, but if I had any doubts, then that really cinched it for me about who he was and how much he cares about the people in this community. And so that's why it's important for me to have all of us show him how much the community cares about him as well. I know Puppers has been going through, you know, a rough go, obviously, to say the least. And, you know, I think time for us to come through for him. I always say to everybody that, you know, in this life, no one gets out of it without facing challenges. No one is exempt from the challenges of life. It's just about, not a matter of if something's going to happen to you, but when something's going to happen to you. And some people have their challenges come to them earlier in life than others. Obviously, Puppers is facing the challenge of his life. And I think there's something that we can all learn from the challenges that others face and the way they face them. And to see the way that Puppers has fought this, losing dexterity in his hands and switching to playing Dead by Daylight with his feet, with foot pedals, should be an inspiration to everyone. And, you know, I've seen him say things that it saddens him to see that he's losing viewers because of his voice. And, you know, I've heard comments from other people that said it just makes them sad to watch him. And, my response to that is, well, you think you're sad about it? He's living it. Like, this is the time for us to show that intestinal fortitude and be there for him. If he has to live it, the least we can do is keep him company as he goes through it. At least that's the way that I see it anyway. Ultimately, I just want to say I love you, Max. And it was a pleasure and an honor to meet you in person, sir. And I want to thank every content creator out there who's standing shoulder to shoulder on this to make this event happen. And a huge, huge shout out to all the admin team who organized this to make this event look so organized and sophisticated as it does. And I want to shock the world and just make this the most amazing event that the Dead by Daylight community has ever seen. I hope to see you all there. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to take care of each other in and out of the fog. We'll see you this weekend. Bye-bye.